All right, you're listening to WNCW live music from Studio B today. Matt Fassas and the Matt Fassas Trip, and a song that's coming off this new record, which I can't wait to talk about. Alexander, If I Were You. I'm always curious. The song's like a first person and a second. Like, who's the I? Who's the you? Is it clear in your mind?
So that song is really like it's my ode to any working artist.
Yeah.
Really, it's like so Alexander is my middle name.
Okay.
So the whole idea is people use your middle name when they scold you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like basically kind of meant to be a judgmental. If I were you, you should be doing this. Why are you out there playing music every night? And
Yeah, I wonder. Is that like you talking to yourself, or is that you imagining what you've heard over the years?
It's a little bit of what I've heard from family members and from other people that don't necessarily get it.
Right.
But there's always a little bit of self-doubt in there,
Mm-hmm.
whenever you're trying to do something that's not necessarily what other people do.
Yeah, that's cool. So I guess the answer is to If I Were You is you've got a new record out.
Yeah, that's right. There you go.
Cool. Tell us about it.
So we recorded the entire record down in Athens, Georgia, with Mr. John Keane, who's done some pretty big stuff with bands like REM and Widespread Panic, and he's got a pretty good resume. So we did basically spend about a year off and on. I mean, really total like 12 to 15 days, but over the span of last year.
Right.
So
Slowly coming along. You like it that way? You like it? Some people do it all in a chunk, and it.
yeah, I mean, it gives you plenty of time to think about things.
Mm-hmm.
If you did something last time that you didn't necessarily like, you've got enough time to kind of go back and check it out and revisit it over and over and be like, okay, that actually is good, or it seemed like a good idea at the time, but no.
Yeah.
So we actually recorded maybe 17, 18 songs, something like that, and walked out with 12 that we really liked. So
Mm-hmm. And collectively, that new record's going to be called Trip.
that's right.
And it's out like what, next week? Is that the drop
So
date?
yeah, August 3rd will be the official first time that anybody can get a physical copy. That's the release party at Got Rocks.
Mm-hmm.
The 10th will be the official online digital release for everybody to be able to download it and do all that.
On August 10th.
Yep.
So I should mention, you said the show at Got Rocks. That's Friday, August 3rd. You got a show tonight, too.
We're at the ISIS Theater tonight.
Up in Nashville.
One of my favorite places to play. It's a beautiful room. It sounds so good in there. So please, everybody come out.
What time does that show get started tonight?
Usually we start around 8:30. We're doing like an evening with tonight. Every other time we've played there, we've had some support or we've supported someone else. So tonight's really our first like full show. So I'm excited. We'll probably go 8:30 to 11:30 or 12 or something.
Yeah, cool. And it's with this band, with the quartet.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's in your band?
We got Sam Kruger on the keys. Sam and I have been playing music together for over a decade now, 15 years or something like that.
Cool.
Robbie Edwards on the bass. Laddie Johnson is over there on the drums. So really cool band tonight.
And they're a trip.
They are a trip. So not only is the album called Trip, but that's what I call my band too, which is really kind of my nod to Jimi Hendrix. So, we had the Jimi Hendrix experience. So I've always been a Hendrix fan. So that's kind of just salute to him,
So the new record, it seems to me, is much more like sort of song oriented than where you've been.
Yeah, so my last record was a concept album where I really tried to reach in as many different directions as I possibly could.
What was that record called?
Inferno.
That was a cool record. I remember hearing
thank
it,
you.
not
Wow,
knowing exactly what to do with it, but it was really neat.
That's kind of what everybody says. They're like, there's a lot going on here, because there's a reggae song, there's a metal song, there's like all kinds of stuff. I tried to just do as much, but I was recording that in my living room, so it's not like I was on any, constraint or trying to impress anybody or sell X amount of anything. It was just like, hey, how many different things can I pull off at once? So I really enjoyed making that record and had a great time with it. And it was fun to write songs around an idea, as far as like every song is a sin, basically. So it kind of had this skeleton I was working around instead of just putting together a group of songs. So,
but much more consciously, with more money behind this record, trying to get a little more of an audience.
Absolutely, yeah.
So consciously trying to be more song-oriented.
Yeah. Trying to put something out there that people will listen to and think, oh, well, this is a cohesive unit that all works together.
Yeah, but it still stretches pretty far, doesn't it?
It does. And that's a thing that, like, as many people as I've tried to, like, push this album to, people who like just Americana music are still kind of freaked out by some of the stretched out jam parts and vice versa, So if you're going to be a fan of mine, you've got to have eclectic tastes, that's for sure.
Thank goodness we're out there, right?
Right, we found the right station. Thank you.
Excellent. So it's Matt Fassas. Again, he's got a show tonight at ISIS up there in Asheville. Then on the 3rd, Friday, August 3rd, at Got Rocks in Greenville, where copies of the CD will be on hand. Nice. Another tune?
Yep. This next one's another new one. It's called Taboo. It's about not sweeping it under the rug.